Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and I recently tried my hand at the hero shooter / melee team fighter Bleeding Edge. It's dripping with personality, an incredible art style, and some interesting gameplay moments. I'll be giving my first impressions, issues with the game so far, and my hopes for the future. Let's jump in. Bleeding Edge takes place in a gritty future where cybernetically enhanced fugitives engage in an illegal fight club of sorts. Players will take part in various modes, such as Control, which pits two teams against one another to fight for control of objectives spread across the map, Objective Control, a mode that features a rotating set of objectives per map, and Power Collection, where teams must collect energy and deposit it in various phases. Before jumping into a match, you'll have to pick from one of 12 fighters, each with their own unique characteristics and abilities. They'll come in the usual flavors of damage, tank, and healer. Each will have their own basic attacks, specials which will work on a cooldown, and supers which you can choose from at the beginning of each match, or when revisiting the character select screen after dying. Players will be able to make their characters unique by applying various skins, new hoverboards for getting around the map, and perhaps the most meaningful of the bunch, mods. These modifications will change and augment your special attacks, allowing you to create and save a loadout that complements your playstyle. New mods can be awarded after a match, or they can be purchased with in-game currency that you also earn by finishing matches. You can even recycle unwanted mods for more of those credits. When both teams manage to meet, a frenetic storm of violence ensues. Each of the combat animations are beautifully animated and feel dynamic and satisfying, especially as you begin to master specific heroes. You'll begin chaining together attacks while parrying and dodging others and getting better at the core gameplay mechanics. And it's a really satisfying feeling as you move from one team scrap to the next with boosted confidence. This is, however, where we come to my first issue with the game. These bloody matches take place across 5 different maps, and I feel that they're all a bit too large. Combat is broken up by long bouts of walking around looking for the next bit of action. If you're not proactive as a healer, for example, even looking away for a moment could mean that you won't be able to cross the map in time to save your teammate. And while the game provides mounts for many of its heroes in the form of a hoverboard, mounted movement doesn't feel all that much faster. One feels like running through water, with the faster option feeling like running on sand. There's just an odd clunky feeling that breaks up the game's otherwise glorious moments of fast and furious combat. I mostly played damage and heals in my time with the game, and leaned more on heals as I found that my team would simply go without one if I didn't make the switch. I found the experience enjoyable, as some quality heals could really turn the tide in combat. I enjoyed using the hero to juggle doing damage as well as monitoring my teammates to give some healing, and even throwing walls reminiscent of May's ice wall to direct the flow of combat. I found myself playing game after game, chasing that feeling of having both teams clash and come out victorious, having doled out some damage and heals, and moving on to the next skirmish. There was something so satisfying about feeling like I was mastering my hero, and therefore playing a pivotal role on my team. Having said that, while teamwork feels great when you can actually coordinate together, you have absolutely zero chance of winning if you get paired up with a bunch of lone wolves, which happens more often than not. And I guess that brings me to my hopes for the game. I'd love to see more varied skins, as they're mostly recolors right now. I'd love to see the values for base movement and mounted movement get bumped up a few notches, as well as have the overall pace just sped up, as everything just feels a bit too slow right now, from movement speed to the length of matches. The maps are really beautiful and feature hazards that players can even use to their advantage, but it's just a pain to get around them sometimes. I'd also like to see more varied game types and maybe even a classic deathmatch. Overall, Bleeding Edge is just dripping with the type of aesthetics that I love. A gritty take on the hero shooter genre with unique and some downright disturbing character designs that don't look like they've been pressed through the same cookie-cutter template. I'm definitely going to routinely check in on this one, and I can't wait to see how it grows and changes over time. How about you? Will you be checking it out? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to get subbed for more coverage of games like this, and of games like Cyberpunk 2077. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.